Polio as a youth, he went on to play 2 years with the NBA champion Lakers and was the #1 draft pick of the Philadelphia Eagles, later becoming a Hall of Fame player in the Canadian League. Bud made a successful transition to coaching, and in 1967 he joined the Vikings. Though his coaching methods seemed unconventional, he combined his own personality into his philosophy of coaching, leading the Vikings to 11 division championships and 4 Super Bowls. Today, the whistle is directed toward the training of one of his many hunting dogs. And though still associated with the Vikings as a consultant, his office reflects that love of the outdoors that has been such a part of his life. Today, Bud Grant joins a select group of coaches in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Well, I'm here, and they can't take it away. And one other thing my father told me a long time ago, he said, if you're ever asked to speak at such an auspicious occasion with so many great speakers, he said, make sure you stand up good and tall so they all can see you. He said, talk good and loud so they all can hear you. Make a short speech so they all will listen to you. Then sit down so they all will like you. Thank you.
Smile when he was walking the sidelines. They called him unemotional. I think Bud Grant bottled up a lot of emotion. Until today, that is. And Mark Rosen reports.
By 7:30 this morning, the streets of Canton were lined by thousands of Hall of Fame parade watchers. It was a scene right out of a Norman Rockwell painting. The odd couple in the convertible? Bud Grant and his presenter, Sid Hartman, who forged a lasting friendship decades ago at the University of Minnesota. It was that friendship that Hartman spoke of as he proudly introduced Bud.
As all of you know, working journalists are taught to avoid friendships with the people they cover. They call it conflict of interest. If that had been the rule some 45 years ago, it would have cost me one of the best friends I have on this earth.
Bud's emotional 14-minute speech forever melted the image of the Iceman on the sidelines.
Probably no coach is ever successful without a great staff. I was very fortunate. I didn't have a lot of assistant coaches, and the reason was they stayed with us for a long time. John Michaels, 27 years. Started in Winnipeg. John should be standing here today with me for all that he's done, and I thank him. And if my mother was here today, she's 93 years old, she couldn't make it, I'd look at her face and see the pride she would have, that only a mother can have. And if my father was here, he was different than I was. He was a very gregarious guy. He'd stand up and he'd say, the kid made it. He finally made it.
I think we finally saw the real Bud Grant. I've never seen him as emotional as he was. I think that's the veneer cracked an awful lot.
It's safe to say professional sports in Minnesota will never see the likes of Bud Grant again. His place here in Canton and in the hearts of Viking fans is secure. With photographer Dave Halpern, Mark Rosen, 4 Sports reporting from Canton, Ohio.